Greetings, viewers of Wikimetal. This is Guthrie Govan here from Sao Paulo. How are you doing?
So first of all, this is your first time in Brazil. How are you finding Brazil and Sao Paulo so far?
Very cool. I'll be honest, it's been a pretty hectic clinic tour. I started with a gig in Sao Paulo with the Stephen Wilson Band, and that was the end of that tour, and had a day off. And ever since then, it's been a different city every day, so I've seen more airports than anything else.
Not having any prejudice against any style because you play so many different styles.
Well, there are two kinds of music. To borrow the old cliche, there's good music and bad music. I would say to that kid, try to play good music. The more different styles you listen to, the more well-rounded you become as a musician, and the more qualified you are to kind of fine-tune whatever it is that you have to say.
In Brazil, there are many great musicians who have to teach music to make a living. Do you still have pleasure out of sharing your knowledge with other younger players?
Trust me, it's not just Brazil. I think that's true everywhere. I enjoy teaching when I'm doing it, but it's not the reason I started playing. It's not the reason I left university and set out to be a professional guitar player. I wanted to play in bands and do sessions and write music and, yeah, be a guitar player. Being a guitar teacher is a thing which kind of sustains that ambition. Certainly the money is more dependable and stuff like that, so I understand why a lot of people do end up teaching. It's rewarding. It's cool when you can help someone to save time. I'm completely self-taught. There's certain obvious things that it took me a long time to work out. So if you can save some student 5 years of wasted life, it would be rude not to, right? But honestly, I'm trying to rule teaching out of my life now. I feel that I've done a lot of it, and it's time to focus more on the other things that I need to do.
How important do you think that formal education is for a musician?
It depends on the musician. Let me think now. Steve Vai is a very schooled musician. I'm sure without that schooling he wouldn't be the player he is today. But then you look at someone like B.B. King or Eddie Van Halen, maybe they don't know what they're doing to the same extent and it hasn't harmed them. I think the important thing is that the player has to carve out their own identity, which means listening to the music that's in your head. And some people need a big book of theory and 3 years at university to be able to capture the music they hear in their head. Some people just do it naturally. Doesn't have a clue what he's doing, but it's astonishing. So there's no simple answer, I don't think. It depends who you are and what it is you're trying to achieve.
What would you say to a young kid who's starting to play guitar and sees you playing and looks at you as a role model? What would you tell him?
Just keep playing. And I might add, don't try to play like me, try to play like you. Listen to as much music as you can, and don't spend your whole life in a bedroom with a metronome, because that will make you miserable. Make sure you're playing with people and kind of enjoying the interactive side of music.
Thank you so much, Guthrie, and have a great time in Brazil. This was Guthrie Govan, one of the greatest guitar players in the world on Wikimetal!